Hey kittens. So I'm back home now and I wanted to do a little update about my trip. As the more I travel, the more I figure out what to bring. And before I left, I did a little video about what I had packed and got some great responses from some friends and artists who do travel as well about what they brought with them. And so right before I left, it influenced me to kind of reduce what I put in my little bag. So this is the little bag I brought, and I ended up putting in some watercolor cards, which is awesome, and I'm going to keep doing that. It was absolutely handy. I used it more than my sketchbook. One of the things that I took out was charcoal. And it was because the charcoal container that I have, which is really, I have cats coming and going. And this is a little highway here, cat highway. One of the little containers that I put my charcoal in is like a spice container from, hardware store or whatnot. And it's totally awesome, but it is bulky. And it made this protrude out even more than it already was. So I had taken out some things based on the suggestions, and I'm glad I did. Because one of the catches as I was visiting BC was every time I went to sketch, I was like, oh my God, where's my charcoal? And where's my Band-Aid? Where's my comfort zone? And because I intentionally left it behind, not with that intention, but I did leave it behind, I was like, okay, I have to use what I brought. And it put me into this place of uncomfortability. And, I'm sitting here like, for a moment, like, oh, all I can draw with is charcoal? No. And yet, because that was my comfort zone, I was like, where is it? I want it. So I got used to, with what I brought, markers and Derwent Inktense, which is a colored pencil that's water soluble. So here's some of the pictures that I had done as I was traveling and touring. This was the first one, which was at Kits Park, Kitsilano Beach. This was the view of the mountains across the water. And I did this pretty quickly. My grandparents were impressed anyway. And that was with a charcoal pencil. So I did bring some charcoal, just not the powder charcoal that I rely on so much, too much. This was one of the next ones. This was in Tumbler Ridge from a golf course view, because everything's kind of hills and valleys. So I had a great view from this place or point that my grandparents took me to. This was drawing in a car, road trip memories. It takes a long time to do trees like this too. There's a million little scribbles in there. So that was almost like road trip there and road trip back. Same with this little one. Simple, but I think it's delicious because of that. I am obsessed with evergreens right now, so expect more to come. On the way back home, I decided to kind of go, because I was very emotional trip back home. I was leaving my grandparents and in a state of trauma, I guess you could say. So I was like, I'm just going to draw from my heart, and ended up drawing this little fella on the way back, halfway through the trip. And this little creature, I think, is my Nana bear, like my red panda bear, on the second latter half part of the trip, because I had a layover in Calgary. So that's, I didn't draw every day. I didn't stick to what I had wanted, because the trip ended up becoming a lot more serious than that. My Nana had surgery, and my initial reason for being there was not about creating space. That's something that's going to be ongoing for me. While I was there, I wanted to help my grandparents out as much as possible. So I drew when I could, and it's definitely a lot more than what I have been drawing. Here's Cat Highway, pardonnez-moi, and I'm really happy to be home as much as I miss my grandparents to death. So bittersweet, darlings. I'm continually refining what I'm packing because I do travel quite a bit. And so let's keep in touch about what you're packing, what you're refining, what you find you're putting in, maybe what was too much and now you're going to not bring with you. I found what I brought was very, very good, but I might take out some pencils and stuff because I never really used those. I wanted more of immediate either ink or color and then a charcoal pencil. So I think I can still reduce my stash. And I'll take a photo and I'll show you in the post. So let's keep in touch. I'll talk to you soon.